Welcome to the Modern Assyrian program on ANB SAT. My name is Carmen Morad. Today's guest is the Honorable Mayor Gary Soiseth of the City of Turlock. Mayor Gary Soiseth was elected to serve a 4-year term as the 22nd Mayor of Turlock on November 4th, 2014. In addition to being a third-generation family farmer, Mayor Soiseth is the regulatory administrator of water and energy policy at the Modesto Irrigation District. Mayor Soiseth's vision includes protecting businesses and farms from residential encroachment, setting conditions for business expansion and relocation into Turlock, and enforcing clear growth patterns that protect non-jeopardized prime agricultural land. Mayor Gary Soiseth has taken the lead on 2 important issues to Turlock. 1, transportation and drinking water. The second. Mayor Soiseth serves as Turlock's representative and the vice chair of Stanislaus Council of Governments, the body responsible for countywide transportation needs. The chair of the Stanislaus Regional Water Authority, the vice chair of the Stanislaus County Mayor's Selection Committee, and as a member of the U.S. Conference of Mayors Water Council. As a former adjunct professor at California State University, Stanislaus, Mayor Soiseth is also committed to strengthening the relationship between the campus and city through events like Warrior Wednesday, a new tradition that opens up Turlock's downtown to returning students each fall. Additionally, Mayor Soiseth has donated his salary to the newly created Mayor's Award for Public Policy, an award that encourages local CSU Stanislaus students to investigate and solve pressing policy issues in the Turlock region. The last 2 recipients have tackled the efficiency of current and planned bus routes throughout Turlock and bridging the gap between the campus and the community. Before his election, Mayor Soiseth lived and worked in rural villages throughout Afghanistan as the Director of Economic Growth for the United States Army from 2012 to 2013, and the United States Department of Agriculture Senior Advisor in southern Afghanistan from 2009 to 2011. Mayor Soiseth was awarded the U.S. Department of the Army's Superior Civilian Service Award, NATO's Global War on Terrorism Award for Civilian Service, the U.S. Department of Agriculture Distinguished International Service Award, and the U.S. Department of State Meritorious Honor Award. Before his time in Afghanistan, Mayor Soiseth worked in the White House, the Association of California Water Agencies, and the United States House of Representatives under then Congressman George Randonovich. Mayor Soiseth holds a Master of Public Policy degree in Agriculture and Water Resources from Georgetown University's McCourt School of Public Policy in Washington, D.C., and the Indian Institute of Management in Gujarat, India, and the Bachelor of Arts degree from the University of California, Berkeley, with the highest honors and distinction. When not playing with Dash, Mayor Soiseth's new rescue dog from West Virginia, he enjoys working with his father on his almond ranches in both Turlock and Balico, California. Welcome, Mayor.
Thank you so much, Carmen. Glad to be here. I want to begin, first of all, by thanking you for taking time out of your extremely busy schedule to be here today.
Absolutely.
Thank you for that.
Absolutely.
Mayor, let me talk to you about the city of Turlock. Obviously, it's known for its beautiful churches, for its parks, for its irrigation district with a unique history, the beautiful campus, Stanislaus State University. What else should our viewers know, coming from the mayor, about this very beautiful and unique city?
Absolutely. Well, thanks for that nice tee up. That's a nice softball question. I love this city. This city is unique among all the other cities in the Central Valley. About 72,000 people live here. We've got the California State University Stanislaus, which we're still very proud to have gotten that from Modesto. Years ago, the legend has it that Modesto rejected that, and so we're lucky enough to have that great integral part of our community. We have a great high school, two of them, Turlock High School and Pittman High School, and then Turlock Christian and Roselawn, and quite a few other high schools throughout the community. We have great businesses here. We're home to Blue Diamond Almonds. We're home to Hilmar Cheese, which does a lot of powdered milk, which we send over to other countries. And we're just a really unique city. If you go downtown, which we're downtown here, you'll see just people walking and shopping and less than 1% vacancy. So you have businesses just trying to come down here and make a go of it. And it's just a great, unique community, very close-knit. And we're very proud of our agricultural roots, our diverse history. So it's a great city.
Absolutely. You talked about Main Street and downtown Turlock. There's a certain energy about Turlock, especially with its downtown, with the unique restaurants and small town businesses, but they're thriving.
They are.
So what is it about Turlock that is business friendly?
Absolutely. So in an era when other downtowns, especially in the Central Valley, are collapsing, aren't thriving, Turlock's is. And so you have to look and say, well, what happened? What is unique about Turlock? And then actually, I can't take full credit for it. It's actually my predecessors, the previous mayors, and specifically Mayor Andre. When he came to downtown Turlock, we have 100-year-old buildings here, but they were all empty. They didn't have all the businesses and the vitality that it has today. And so he took redevelopment funds, millions of dollars of redevelopment funds, and actually closed the downtown for quite a few months, where we ripped up all the streets and expanded the sidewalks and got the plumbing right and got new lighting and new trees. And here we are a decade and a half later, and you see a great environment where people are walking and talking, and coffee in the morning at 6 in the morning at little unique coffee shops. We also have great bars and restaurants, some of the best restaurants 90 miles around. So we've gotten this reputation in Turlock that we have high quality, unique experiences, and I think that's what's helped with Turlock to grow. And you even look at other communities like Ceres right now. They're going through their own downtown revitalization, modeling a lot of what they're doing off of what Turlock did 15 years ago.
That's amazing. It really is. And I do feel the energy when I'm here. And there's a sense of community that you want the businesses starting out to succeed.
Absolutely.
By supporting them, by actually coming out and spend money locally and really contribute to the economy. There's, of course, the parades, the beautiful Christmas lights, that happen every year. Let's talk about your tenure as mayor. I remember you when you came out. You're a veteran, and thank you for your service.
Well, actually, I was embedded with the military for about 4 years as a civilian, but I worked with them in Afghanistan for that time. Yeah.
But you did serve, and you've brought that unique experience with you to the Valley and to Turlock. You work for Modesto Irrigation District. So as we know, agriculture is our bread and butter here. But let's talk about things within City Hall that have to do with a quality of life issue. Let's talk about security. Let's talk about public security.
Absolutely.
And our police department, our new chief of police, and also water. As we know, water is so important to where we live in our irrigation. And where do you see the city going as far as development, and which directions is it growing?
Let's start talking about water, and let's talk about where we're growing. So one of the things that I set out to do when I became mayor, and I talked about this in the campaign, was to invest in a new source of water. Right now, a lot of people don't know it, but 100% of our water that we drink is from the ground, 100%. And unfortunately, thanks to the state regulations and also with droughts, that's going away. Our one resource is going away. And so we have diversified and struck a deal with the Turlock Irrigation District for 9 billion gallons of drinking water per year for 50 years from the Tuolumne River, the river that's just right a little north of us. That's going to revolutionize the way we're able to develop, not only for our industries, allowing plants to come in that are water intensive, some of our agricultural plants, but also allow us to continue to grow with homes and different businesses. So now the next question, where do we grow? Where? And for folks that know Turlock, it's very specific with Highway 99 that kind of comes on the outskirts of town, and we've grown very well to go to the east side of 99 with businesses and with residences. But our industries, our big factories, we've really tried to keep onto the west side, right? That's where they belong, in the fact that we can separate them by the highway. And so you say, well, why is that? Why would you want to separate those? Industries and homes don't make good neighbors. You want to keep your factories, your trucks, and all of that on one side and homes on the other, and it keeps the quality of those homes higher, actually. That's why in Turlock you see the median house price stay high, when in other communities around us it's actually falling. And so that quality is something that I'm committed to. We will not be developing residences on the west side of 99 while I'm mayor. That's not something that's in my vision, nor on the north side of Taylor. We do need to do a lot more infill. We need to continue to grow within Turlock. And so it's a disciplined approach to development. I think it's the right approach. Going back to other quality of life issues, if I may, police services and fire services. That's something that we need to talk about. We have the absolute best police department in the entire Central Valley, if not the state of California. These are officers that don't go out and just arrest the bad guys. They're the ones proactively walking and talking with our young people, being proactive about crime, analyzing where crime patterns are occurring so that we can deter criminals. So they're doing a great job. And I'm proud that as mayor, I pledged when I came in to restore their salaries to recession levels, because back in the recession in 2007, they took 9% hits, all to keep the jobs that were there. But we need to do more. We need to do a lot more. And so we're going to be exploring ways to make their salaries more competitive. We don't want to lose officers to other neighboring communities. And so we're really exploring retention bonuses and different things to keep those police officers here in Turlock and recruit some of them from other areas. So that's something I'll be working on, in addition to bringing back the K-9 unit and a couple street crimes units and different things like that. And it's similar with fire as well. We want to make sure that our fire department has the right equipment so that when they come to a medical call or they go to a fire, they have everything they need. So we've replaced 2 engines. We've actually, one was a lemon, if you will, like a lemon car. It was a lemon engine, in my opinion. And so we replaced that and then brought another one in. But there's a lot of challenges that we still have ahead of us. We have a ladder truck, and so the difference between an engine is that the truck has actually the ladder and it can go up to a couple stories. But we need to have it fully staffed. So if, as we grow up and not out, as we have higher rise residences and businesses and industries, we need to make sure we can staff that ladder truck. And so it's no easy task. It'll cost about $1 million in staffing. So we need to come up with solutions to find that, like I said, solution to make sure we staff it. And then as far as the overall quality of life that we're working on, we're trying to create a sense of community here in Turlock. We're a very diverse community with a rich history, whether you're Swedish or Assyrian or Portuguese, and I feel like I'm all 3 of those all at one time. We want to make sure that you feel at home here, that Turlock is your home, but that you can embrace your cultural roots and that you can become just another piece of fabric in this huge quilt that is Turlock. And so there's a lot of different efforts we're doing, and we'll probably dive into those a little later.
Yeah. Mayor, you mentioned cultural diversity. And as you know, you're quite aware, and your term as mayor, you've attended a lot of events that I've been at, and a lot more that I haven't attended, I'm sure. The Assyrian community, 20 to 25,000 Assyrians call Turlock home. And that number is growing. It is such a unique and a beautiful community. We have our churches here, over 10 churches. We have organizations. The Assyrian American Civic Club just celebrated 70 years of its existence. We've had our presidents that were supervisors with the Board of Supervisors, MID directors, and
a former mayor, previous mayor, John
former
Lazar.
Mayor, yes, that's right. And we're hoping that we can get more civic engagement. The premise of this program and this show has been civic engagement. What can we do to get our young people who for some reason, when they graduate from high school and get their college degree, leave. And there is that energy in Turlock that we want to invite them to come back, either start a business, or if they're professionals, start a private practice, or just work in this area and give back to the community. How do we raise awareness on that and get people more engaged?
Yeah. Okay, I love these questions. These are such great questions. But I want to pick up on one of your comments that you made and talked about the pivotal nature of the Assyrian community in Turlock. People need to know that our largest halls that we rent out are the Assyrian Club. You know, I mean, this is where we have all of our cultural and community events, not just Assyrian, but also just secular events. It's a great place to come and congregate. Similarly, I think that it shouldn't be lost that you guys put on such great events to recognize the past atrocities that have happened to the Assyrian community, but also the current, unfortunately, what's going on in this world, and really recognizing and making sure that you guys pay homage to your ancestors and to your history. And I love being a part of that, and I'm humbled to be a part of that. Even if I don't understand half of the words that are going on, you guys accept me to be there, and I'm so honored to be there as a representative of the city. So we shouldn't undervalue the fact that the Assyrians are just so crucial to the city of Turlock and who we are as a community. But as far as young people go, it is something that we struggle with in the Central Valley, not just in the Assyrian community, but all cultures. Of this brain drain of these individuals that go get educated and they don't feel there's a lure to come back to Turlock. And as someone that went to school, I went to Berkeley for undergraduate school and went to graduate school in Washington, D.C., and then went abroad, like I said, in Afghanistan and India. I always wanted to come back. My family's here, my farm is here, and so I wanted to come back. But I want to make this an enticing place for all people to come back. And largely because they go get skilled, they go get educated, they need to have a job to go use that. Unemployment is a huge thing in the Central Valley, but underemployment, having to take a job that maybe you went to school for a specialty, but you're not able to get that specialty job, you have to take something a little lower, that's a struggle here in the Central Valley, and specifically Turlock. And so when I tackle things like an interchange, Folkerth Interchange, we're expanding to where we can move goods and services in and out of Turlock efficiently and safely. What does that mean? It means more industries are going to come to our community, not just agricultural industries that are just talking about almonds or they're talking about milk, but also very high quality biological jobs and science-based jobs. And these are the things that are going to be here in Turlock, which means hopefully Turlock residents that have gone will come back and want to be here. So I don't look at it just as a highway interchange. I look at it as a business investment to try and lure these former residents back to Turlock to become part of our fabric once again.
Absolutely, for higher paying jobs as well, for sustainability.
Correct.
You talked about revenue, bringing revenue in the city. As of beginning of the year in 2018, the state of California, of course, made cannabis legal for recreation and commercial use, and different guidelines that apply. Tell our viewers about what City of Turlock has done, what opts to do, and where you see this going. It's a very new law. There's a lot of things that are happening within the county and city. Tell us the steps that Turlock has taken.
Absolutely. So about a year ago, we took up this discussion because we knew that this was going to be coming at us on the ballot and potentially that this was going to be legalized statewide. And we knew that things were going to change January 1st of 2018. So the city council was very conservative, and not politically necessarily, but meaning conservative as we didn't know the ramifications of what legalization of marijuana would do to our community. And so we wanted to be cautious, and so we've outlawed actually dispensaries of all types here in Turlock. Indoor grows, that's going to be regulated in a different level, and the fact that we don't want to have our police officers out there investigating and busting down doors. So we've said there's X amount of pot plants that you can have, and that's kind of statewide, but we're not going to go down that road. But we've outlawed it within the city of Turlock to see what happens to other communities, to see where we need to go from here. Now, some have criticized that move because there's sales tax revenue that we could miss out on. But at the end of the day, we are going to look at our partners, our city of Ceres and Modesto and other places that are going to legalize or potentially will, and see what happens there so that we can better figure out where we want to go from here. It's an evolving thing. I think that I use the expression, we're building the plane as we're flying it. as the state. We don't know all the ins and outs of what legalization will do, but we're going to be very cautious, and I think that serves Turlock well in so many ways. While it would be nice to get sales tax revenue right away, we want to make sure we have the right tools in place, that we're making good policy, and so we're going to take it one step at a time, and right now it's outlawed completely.
Within the city of Turlock.
Within the city of Turlock, but then there's also a caveat that it's called a sphere of influence, and surrounding Turlock, if marijuana dispensaries want to pop up, they actually will have to come before the council for our opinion. In fact, that's going to happen this Tuesday. And so we can say we object to this, or we can say it's okay if it's on our borders, and we'll see where that goes.
There is different impacts. There is the positive impact of bringing revenue, and then there is the negative impacts. Correct. That, like you said, you want to wait and see what's going on. So we'll wait. We'll watch and attend this city council meetings to see which direction under your leadership and the city council it will go.
Absolutely.
Let's talk about the challenges that you and the city council have faced within the past.
There's no challenges.
4 years.
What are you talking about? Yeah. Right.
Well, you know, there are things that come up
Absolutely.
that you perhaps did not anticipate.
Absolutely.
There's always things that come up with running a city this size. So where do you see, once you are reelected, and your aspirations as far as your vision for the city of Turlock?
Absolutely. You're just hitting home runs on your questions, by the way. They're not saying because they're easy either. You know, when you run for mayor, you don't know how you're going to grow in this capacity. And you have your vision set out. I had a very strict vision about water. We needed to develop another resource. Roads, I felt we needed new revenue in a certain way, and we needed to invest in a certain way and build them out in a certain way. And even our budget, you know, I felt we had to retire some debt off and reinvest in certain areas. So those are very clear cut. But as a person, personally, how you're gonna evolve with all the pressures and responsibilities of day-to-day management of the city, it's a lot. And so for me, I've looked and really tried to kind of be reflect on where I'm going. You can look at a set of facts that are before you and say, well, this is the right decision. And then you go out into the council chambers and you hear from people, and it's maybe not the right decision. Maybe there's a lot of other elements that on black and white paper, they're not gonna, 1 + 1 doesn't equal 2, 1 + 1 equals actually 16. And so you have to really kind of take into consideration the community, their desires and their drive as well. Which is why we're all humans making these decisions. If 1 + 1 = 2 all the time, you'd have robots controlling the city of Turlock. You wouldn't have humans really taking into account all these different aspects. So going forward, as I run for re-election, I have announced that I want 4 more years. I think that's it. I think 8 years as mayor is sufficient for me, and that's no swipe at Mayor Andre, who was there for 17 years. But at the end of the day, I want to see us progress and build on the successes we've had for the last 3 years. We have been able to strike a deal for 9 billion gallons of water per year for 50 years. We have been able to acquire over $70 million for road repairs, and that's just local roads over 25 years. And so now it's time to build on those successes and make sure we execute properly. Make sure we build that water plant properly. Make sure we get those roads constructed properly and efficiently and effectively and as quickly as possible for our citizens. And so we'll be building on all these successes and moving us forward even in a stronger direction.
Awesome. Let's take a break. We'll be right back with Mayor Gary Soiseth.
بعينات بغزايق شبرت بريتا وأمانوتا وخلقت سيارة بهيارتت عيناتن باليابخ بقرايخ وبكتابخ أنا نقايوتا كخامتت عيناتوخون سلامت بيش نزريز تهار ماشين بريشة كسخصتت عيناتوخون أن ماشين إينا رابة تكنيكاية بخادرك ألايا تبقون بأسيا جون مايكل أفون اتلخان سيانا رابا أرفيخا جدا جخلا سخصتت عيناتا سخصتا سلاماتويتا وخامتت بارد عيناتوخون ماسيتون سابيتون لجودة أسيا جون مايكل جو ريتنا Institute of Illinois أسيا جون مايكل إتل سب سبيشالتي جو ريتنا وكامس غير قداني قتل مرض شاكر يان diabetic retinopathy, retinal detachment, macular degeneration, and complications of cataract surgery. بمدينة شيكاغو غريمون المنيان التلفون شوامو شوفيتلا شوامو تماني أربا إتشي أربا سيبار بمدينة نايلز غريمون المنيان التلفون تمانية مو أربي شوفا ترمو إتشي شوفا تماني أتشا سيبار.
We all have that one person we call, no matter what the situation or event. Who do you call when you've had a stressful day at work? When you get the news that you're having your first child, or that you landed your dream job? Now, what if you or a loved one have been injured and need advice? Who do you call? Think about it.
قبوش مطقانياته وبقارة قاعبي لوخون ماسيتون قاريتون المنيانة تلمو تريسر وتجمو اسري اتشا تلايت منيا سيبار شافا توني اسكالاغراكوس and the associates ماسي هايريلان بيلي شانا آتورايا.
Have you tried to get rid of that unwanted stubborn fat with diet and exercise, but it just won't go away? Is that stubborn fat spoiling your weight loss efforts or ruining your physique? Introducing Sculpture, a laser-based system that removes fat without surgery so you can enjoy a slimmer, trimmer figure. Sculpture allows you to remove fat from specific areas of your body like the belly, back, waist, and thighs. Sculpture removes slices of fat layer depending on a number of treatment sessions. Sculpture is a cosmetic procedure that is non-invasive and doesn't require incisions or surgery. Each session is 25 minutes long. It uses patented laser heat technology to target only fat layers underneath the skin, breaking down the walls of the fat cells and liquefying them so your body can carry the debris away over the course of 6 to 12 weeks. Dr. Fatima Pazuki is an experienced provider of sculpture treatments for patients in and around Turlock, California. Dr. Pazuki helps patients achieve the results they're seeking with individualized consultations and treatment plans. Call us at 209-216-3570 or book an appointment online.
Rose Express, bringing a personal touch to every arrangement. Rose Express will handpick the most beautiful flowers and bouquets for any occasions, from weddings to birthdays, anniversaries, funerals, and so much more. We have over 30 years of experience behind us, and we're voted #1 florist. Our award-winning floral designers will help create the best arrangements and centerpieces for any occasion. Weddings are our passion, and we will make sure you walk away with the best experience for your dream day. We offer complimentary wedding consultation. Contact us for a free consultation, and one of our design team members will work with you to create an event that you will not forget. You can reach us at 408-771-6140 or 408-564-7175. We are located at 3575 Stevens Creek Boulevard, Suite C, San Jose, California. Thomas Auto Sales, Gumantica, California. Qashavasar Shinne, Thomas Auto Sales, Itlanisiana Guzabentit Atmobile, Gumditit Mantica, California. Thomas Auto Sales, Kipelchi Raba Qishye, قميات خدوتا غزونانا قد بالت خدية بأوتوموبيل خاتي ين مبلخة بخات ديما رابا مرديانا. Thomas Auto Sales كم سخيرخ لكم بفاينانسينج وش قلتد لونز. ميقرأ كمال توماس مارد توماس Auto Sales مقروب لي قيكوت زوناندني بديابل $10 ديسكاونت مال ليست برايس. أدرس دي ان إيلا 8 East Yosemite Avenue Gumdited Manteca, California. Kamsitun qaritun lan al 3 sipar ujja 3 la ujja sipar.
We're back with Mayor Gary Soiseth, City of Turlock. Continuing our conversation, Mayor, about the beautiful campus of Stanislaus State University, a very unique campus. Tell us about the relationship between the city and what's going on. What are the plans with the university?
Absolutely. So our relationship with Stanislaus State has never been better, never been stronger. President Jun is taking it to the next level. I'm in her office working with her. We're grabbing a cup of coffee every month, talking about how we can strengthen that partnership. I think one of the things you can do to strengthen the relationship with the campus is to help bleed that campus into the community, and that's what we're doing. One of the things when I came in as mayor was that I pledged I was not going to take a salary. Instead, I was going to take my salary and donate it to the campus to create a public policy scholarship. And the scholarship was going to entice students to come in and put proposals together that would better the community of Turlock. The first proposal was by a student who helped retool all of our bus transit systems. And one of the things that came from that was that all our students, if they show their ID, they get onto the bus for free. And we saw in 1 6-month period, 2,000 students riding our City of Turlock buses. Nice. The second group, Nathan and Logan, took an app on their phones. And they went to all the downtown businesses and said, what incentives can you provide for Stanislaus State students to come down and enjoy your bakery, your coffee shop, your coin shop, whatever it might be. And there's an award system, and they have well over 500 applicants or people that are using that app currently. And so that's to entice students to come off campus and enjoy Turlock. Similarly, we do small things, banners for the Stanislaus State during the fall, to welcome back all the students and just say, hey, this is a city that loves you and can't wait to have you back in school and come downtown and enjoy the city. Similarly, Warrior Wednesdays, we bring them downtown and we explore the campus, the community. But then the campus also has done a lot of outreach for our city as well. We have the 4th of July fireworks that we brought back to the campus community. And it's extremely important for that event. And if I can digress for 1 second, it's not just about fireworks on that night. For the city of Turlock, it's great for residents to come in and see and be exposed to higher education. There's a lot of people that don't have their family members that have gone to college, but they're maybe 6, 7, 8 years old, and for the very first time they're seeing the buildings and the library and they're understanding what Stanislaus State means. It is a campus that is known for upward mobility. When you enter into Stanislaus State, you might feel your options are fairly limited when it comes to a career, but when you leave Stanislaus State, your doors are opened and you have all these options at your disposal, and that's what Stanislaus State does, and that's something that Turlock is very proud to have in our community and in our backyard. So we'll continue to explore other ways to make our relationship stronger, but I'm very proud of the students. I love going down there and talking to them. I'm at every graduation. I'm up on stage just rooting on all the students, and there might be just a couple hundred Turlock residents out of everybody, but I'm there to cheer them on and to say congratulations.
Stanislaus State University was the first state university that commemorated the Assyrian Martyrs' Day, which was August 7th, 2017. And you were there as our mayor. So were other elected officials. But what's very unique about you being there was that the commemoration with President Jun and our Board of Supervisors, Vito K's, our representing District 2 and Turlock. And it was incredibly moving and emotional to have the awareness on campus, to have standing room audiences only, and to have the Modern Assyrian Heritage Collection founded and actually started by Mr. Francis Sargis. So, and then there's a Francis Sargis Award, and a professor was hired, and we'll be talking in our program, in the future programs, more about that. But what I would like to ask you in closing, Mayor Soiseth, is every mayor has a legacy. What do you want your legacy to be when you have served and it's time to hang your hat? What do you want your legacy to be and to be remembered by? Absolutely, Carmen. Great closing question. When I came in as mayor back in 2014, I talked about becoming the infrastructure mayor, focusing on water, focusing on roads, focusing on balancing budgets and paying off debt. But what I realized later on was that I was developing a social infrastructure, that I was talking about trying to create the city of Turlock into one cohesive unit to celebrate our diversity of Portuguese and Swedish and Assyrians and Sikhs all together in one unique place.
where we can enjoy our agricultural heritage, but also the unique heritage from all of our different cultures. It's kind of a comedic phrase now, but every time I'm at an Assyrian event, talking about Martyrs' Day or just being there to celebrate just being Assyrian, I look into the crowd and I say, today we're all Assyrian. And I know we've had one previous Assyrian mayor, but even though I'm half Portuguese and half Norwegian, I feel very much like the Assyrian mayor at that time because we're one community. And that's what the Assyrians do for me. And that's what I want to celebrate and want to build upon in the next 4 years as mayor.
Thank you so much for joining us today. That was very moving and touching, and I do know that not only members and of this community, residents of City of Turlock, but all of our viewers really appreciate the fact that you acknowledge the Assyrian community, and you are a diverse, and yes, you have made it very famous that on Assyrian events, we're all Assyrian.
We are.
So thank you so much for all you do. Thank you for all the time that you put in. And we can't wait to have you again as our mayor in the City of Turlock. And thank you so much for joining us today.
Thank you, Carmen.
Thank you for joining us today. We'll see you on the next show.